Hello everyone, welcome to my next video with a new line including Talonflame this time. I'm probably the last content creator to actually make a video with this Pokemon. A lot of people already made one, but yeah, I wanted to upload it on Monday, but I had some laptop issues. Right now, I'm using a computer, a pretty old computer with some sound issues. But I really want to show it. I currently have a 81% win rate with this team. I've won about 70, no, was it 65 out of 80 battles? Pretty impressive. So the team, as you can see on the right side, is Umbreon, Pelipper, and Talonflame. I know I always say in my streams that I really dislike Umbreon, and I still do. It's a really boring Pokemon, but it's very bulky as well and very flexible. It never loses really hard. Most of its losses are pretty close. Like it wins the zeros against fragile fighters, like my champ Toxicroak, or at least gets close to winning. That's what I do. That's why Umbreon is pretty safe. As you can see, this team kind of struggles a bit with double steal. That's been pretty popular these past couple days, right? Like Venusaur, Pelipper, Medicham lead, and then G-Fisk safe swap and Bastiodon in the back. And me with double flyer, it's pretty tough. Actually, one of these days, I had 19 wins out of 25 battles. And I'm pretty sure that half of the leads were Venusaurs. And about half of these were also double steal teams. And actually, it actually went pretty well. They're manageable if you know how to, and if your opponent plays along with your game. There's also double dark teams, that have been coming for a bit. Hypno, Umbreon, Scrafty. This team's also pretty flexible against that. There's been double ice, double water. Actually, double water with what's called Alola Ninetales in the lead is actually pretty tough, especially with that charm. It's pretty difficult for both your Umbreon in the lead. They usually don't have an answer to Pelipper immediately. They tend to swap out though at some point. But then your Talonflame, it's not gonna get aligned with that Ice type. So it's pretty tough. I think that is most of what I wanted to say about this team. In this stream, I'm not showcasing the names of my opponents ever since the stream snipe commotion, right, where people just watch videos or streams and then note down their teams, and dodge people to get up in the rankings. Let's not do that for now. Personally, I do like it when I see names. There's always a bit excitement if you see your own name in a video or on a stream, right? But anyway, let's just get to these battles. Unfortunately, these were only like 20 battles from Monday. Unfortunately, a 4-1 set was not completely recorded. I don't know why, but it got cut off a bit on my iPhone. And yeah, I think the better battles were on my streams these past couple 2 days, especially against harder matchups against like Azumarill Elite, which looks very difficult to take on with this line, and like Galvantula, which actually it wins against everything on my line, but it's actually very manageable. Let's just get started with how it goes. We go into the first battle here, which is Umbreon and Skarmory. Neutral lead, pretty decent. They swap into Vigoroth. I swap into Pelipper here. It's pretty neutral. I have a really good IV Pelipper, which means that should win the zeros even with a slight energy disadvantage. Usually against Skarmory lead, I tend to build up to their Brave Bird. So if they throw Brave Bird and I CMP with them, they might have to shield, or my Foul Play does a lot of damage. But yeah, this opponent tries to bait something out, maybe a fighter. Well, this doesn't make much sense. I don't know why they swapped out of their out of the Skarmory there. It kind of gives me the opportunity to align my Umbreon to this Swampert. It is unfortunate that I don't have the Pelipper for this. Pelipper is really good against Swampert. But it's fine. Like now I get my Talonflame aligned to the Skarmory, so we're good there. It should just be a matter of playing it out. I'm not shielding anything. If I just keep my shields for the Talonflame, I should be fine. Talonflame has Brave Birth, and it does so much damage to anything neutral or super effective it can hit. I slightly undercharged this. It's not really necessary, but I do like to come out with energy out of this matchup. Not sure how much Hydro from Shadow Swamp would do exactly, but I'm pretty sure it does like 98% or something. Pretty crazy. That's a good game. I'm into G-Fizz. This is tough. G-Fizz is neutral against my whole line, honestly. Umbreon actually loses to it and even shields very closely, unless I block an Earthquake. But I don't really want to win Switch when this is in the lead. I'm not expecting a Bastiodon or another hard bird counter in the back. You know, it could be a Lantern in the back. It would be pretty weak to Venusaur then, this line of his, but I'm not expecting that. You know, I'm expecting the worst to be over. So I'll just get this as low as possible and try to farm it down with my Talonflame. Hopefully he dies in 2 incinerates and doesn't get to a Rock Slide, because that would do a ton of damage. He doesn't. Perfect farm down. Let's see what he has. It's a Pelipper. I just Brave Bird. Oh, I don't Brave Bird actually. I catch the Weather Ball. Yeah, 2 incinerates, perfectly aligned with the energy for a full Weather Ball, right? 5 wing attacks equals 2 incinerates in turns. Pretty popular line. The G-Fisk Pelipper Tropius line. It's quite manageable. Again, I like my team because it's flexible against many popular lines. I just keep the shields for my Talonflame here. And because he doesn't die here, I actually can get a little more energy, a full Incineration. I still don't shield. The Weather Balls will kill me. This Area Ace do nothing. And I can just go double Brave Bird. My opponent recognizes that. He doesn't shield. If I would have Flame Charge there, he might have had a win con. Alright, might want to grab a coffee here, because this matchup takes a while. Just go straight last resort. I do try to get the extra snarls in. If I can get a shield here, that would be awesome. I'm not sure if I do want to win Switch. Again, with Umbreon lead, that's already weak to fighters in the lead, so I'm not expecting Bastiodon or G-Fisk in the back. I would love to lose the lead here and get an energy advantage on my Talonflame. It looks like my opponent's getting a lot of snarls in. So I actually might lose the lead here. Does he shield this? He wants to keep Switch. Like I said, I don't. If he can farm me down here, I think it's better to swap out. Yeah, I swap out here. They bring in Azumarill. Alright, so there's an Azumarill in the back though, which is more manageable. I get a full Incinerate in, that's great for me. I can take this. Well, I was expecting Ice Beam, but it's Play Rough, which resisted. I can take Ice Beam as well. Brave Bird does a ton here. I just want to get these moves off. I know I'm not gonna win this matchup, so no point in shooting really. And he has his own Talonflame. I have Pelipper. Pretty good answer to this. I can shoot everything. Pretty sure it's a Flame Charge, but why would I risk it? So at this point, I have to be careful with the sack swap. Fortunately, Incinerate is almost impossible to catch with if you just time well. You can't swap it during the animation. So if I just throw 2 wing attacks and then my charge move, right, that's 4 turns. He's still in his Incinerate in his animation and he can't swap, so he can't sack there. That should be game. Alright, G-Fizz. Let's see if it's the same line again. G-Fizz, Pelipper Tropius. It just goes on like this. I've had a couple opponents bait me with a Rock Slide, which doesn't really matter if you intend to no-shoot anyway. Because G-Fizz needs 2 Earthquakes and a Rock Slide to KO you. So if they bait you once and go double Earthquake, they still win the matchup in the zeros. Just fine, honestly. It would only be a problem if they overfarm by even 1 matchup, because then they can get a Rock Slide off on my Talonflame. My opponent farmed over 100 energy at some point here. That's why I win this matchup now, because he lacks energy at this point. As a Venusaur. Oh, Shadow Venusaur. Delicious food for my Talonflame. Get another Incinerating. Beautiful. And they have a Pelipper. I just Brave Bird, get a shield here or kill it. We kill it. Yeah, and that's game for my opponent. The call there didn't really make sense. I think if they shielded, they would have had a good shot. Alright, so here it is. A little Ninetales with Charm. It's gonna be tough. Highly doubt I win this match. This is probably the toughest lead that I've faced. I have a good IV Pelipper. Should be able to get to another weather ball here. Unfortunately, sometimes I do get to the next one, sometimes I don't. Maybe it's because this A9 11 Ninetales has a bad IV and hits an attack breakpoint. I can eat this weather ball. It's fine. This is going to be very tough to come back from. Swampert has shield this, so he dies. And yeah, you definitely don't want to let your Shadow Swampert go like that. There's a Scrafty in the bag. That's probably the hardest, one of the hardest answers to Umbreon, besides Charmus, of course. Because this is a fighter that's also quite bulky, and he can just go ramping up here. And then I'm in a very tough spot because that Swampert is going to get to a Hydro, and this Crafty is also going to launch a move at my Talonflame. So I'm going to have to no shield and hope it's a pop. If he pops, I can actually win this. Yeah, my opponent's Smarty Foul plays. That's a loss, unfortunately. Deoxys. This is a decent lead. See what my opponent does here. He stays in. It's not as good for Umbreon as you would think, because Deoxys is very bulky and has counter. And these counters and the charge move, they do add up over time. Expecting my opponent to swap here, but they stay in. These double shield foul plays. And they bring in G-Fisk. That's pretty tough. Pretty tough. And why is that tough? I'll survive a Rock Slide, by the way. Because with an energy disadvantage, my burst can't really handle this. Pelipper wins all even shield scenarios on even energy. Talonflame, I think, wins the ones. Or the zeros and the twos with an energy advantage. But G-Fisk with energy advantage and even shields is just a no-go. Altair is pretty difficult. But yeah, now that he shields down, I can just Brave Bird. Finish him off. Still have a full health Mon in the back. But honestly though, if he gets to two moves, Thunderbolt will one-shot me. Actually, I still have a foul play stored. I don't even need my Pelipper here. GG. Interesting 2 shield at the start there. Okay, an Azumarill lead. Let's see how he plays it out. So most Azumarill leads don't really have a hard answer immediately. Some do answer with like G-Fisk. Some even do have a Bastion on the back. But again, in even shields, even energy, and with energy advantage even, you definitely win against G-Fisk with Pelipper. If necessary though, because since you have 2 months weak to Azu, you don't really need switch advantage, you need the shield advantage. If it's Bastiodon that's coming in, I should be able to get a shield off it if it tries to farm me down. But if I bait out the Bastiodon with Pelipper, then Talonflame is free to go. Looks like this opponent does not have an answer to Pelipper. He just lets himself farm down by the Talonflame. His best answer is Machamp. Maybe he really didn't have an answer. It should be a cross up only. I'll take it. I'm a flyer. Yeah, if I land one Hurricane in the 1 shields, I can then fully farm it down with my Talonflame, provided it's not an XL one. And the back is a Registeel, which is also not great against Pelipper, so I get that he stayed in. I just keep flame charging this. Flame charge is not a really strong move, but because you keep buffing yourself, they really add up. I actually win this in even shields, but I want to bait out the Bastiodon if there is one. There it is. But he swapped in late, so I might not get the 3 moves here. I don't get the 3 moves. Pretty sure about it. Usually I do get the 3 moves, but only if they come in immediately. Yeah, I barely don't get there. Umbreon can take this damage. This is also one of the most boring matchups play out. Bastiodon also extremely tanky, even slightly tankier than Umbreon. Yeah. Just gonna farm this all the way down. I come out with a lot of energy, which the victory definitely will not appreciate. And here I make a huge misplay. I should throw my energy in here because then it's easier to take this thing down with my Talonflame afterwards. If I throw my energy in this, and the victory can't do anything against my Talonflame, so that's a big misplay. I don't know why I no shoot there. I should have shielded for sure. At least one move. Well, I guess I ended up shooting on anyway. Alright, yeah, so I die in 2 smackdowns. It's very fortunate that he doesn't get one through here. He dies in 1 anyway. Look at that incinerate. That's exactly what I needed, honestly. I made this much closer than it should have been. If I just threw all my energy into that Vigoroth, he would have been in a very tough spot. Because it wouldn't get my Talonflame low at all. Guess I didn't cut that part out. We might see a name now. Find this one name. Good lead, very good lead. I have Pelipper for this, so if he swaps out, I really need a switch. Now I might want switch or shield advantage, because then I can break the back. I don't really like to bait here, but if I get the feeling that my opponents really want switch, I tend to bait a weather ball often. Yeah, so I don't want to lose switch on even shields for sure. Farm up as much energy as possible. If he shields this, it should be a false. It shouldn't be a CMP. Yeah, it's not. So I can throw them back to back. See if he wants to double shoot this. That's fine by me, because then I would be able to farm down my Talonflame. Shift 3 comes out. Shift 3 with a lot of energy is scary, but the wing attacks and the weather balls add up so much. It's almost dead already. 2 Incinerates will kill. I can take this. Oh, he swaps. That's game. And my opponent knows it. Umbreon into Swampert again. Swampert is usually paired with Skarmy in the back, so this is one of the most comfortable lead that I can get. This is tough. I remember this match. It was a really good match. My opponent plays really well here. I have to throw this Flame Charge immediately because he's at almost, I think he's 1 Power Snow away from 2 Weather Balls, and I don't want to go shield disadvantage. And again, he keeps farming up. I think he tries to throw off my count here, and try to get an extra shield on me, but I won't allow it. I throw my moves immediately here. In comes Swamp again. Swampert farms up. Remember, it still had some energy from the Umbreon matchup as well, so it probably still has at 550 energy or so. I hope this move went through of mine. It did. That's great. See what he does. I'll throw immediately. Sometimes it's unexpected that when your opponent throws immediately, he shields. So that's the last shield. I bring in Pelipper immediately. If it's Skarmy, yeah, I don't want to get hit by a sludge, but it's Cresselia. That Swampert still has like 60 energy at this point. He just kept farming through 1 Hydro and farmed again. So this is not over yet. My opponent is playing this very well. The win is in my hands, but he's trying very hard to take the win from me. Gets the move here on the Umbreon. I know it wasn't necessary though. Pelipper already almost is in Hydro range. Again, he farms up even more. I think he's at 100 energy still. But I have a really good IV Umbreon. It's a rank 3. And it barely survives, and then I KO'd with a foul play. Very close match. Empoleon. Mandibus. I think this is a new line by a Wallower, which was also a YouTube and Twitch content creator. This line comes with Altaria on the back. And that's a really tough core to break, the Empoleon Altaria core. And Mandibus kind of baits out like the Azumarill or the Bastiodon, the G-Scouts that walls Altaria. I don't really even have a solid answer to the Mandibus. So make this really tough. It's also not great of a matchup. I do want to get in my Talonflame at some point because I want to keep my Umbreon alive for the Empoleon. I'm not really great against Empoleon. At this point, I also didn't know yet that this was someone's line. And here I somehow didn't get my Incinerate because now I have to throw it here. And I am not able to get the the flame charge off on the Empoleon, which is very unfortunate. I could have had another flame charge on this Pokemon, but the game didn't let me, unfortunately. I also was very careful with throwing because I was afraid that the Empoleon would come in. And if he comes in during my Incinerate, he just throws two waterfalls. I can't swap and I just die. So I didn't want that to happen as well. And that's probably why I didn't take my move. Maybe. Or the game lagged. I don't know. Yeah, I have to double bait here to get close to winning this match. I don't think I still do. And man, if he doesn't shield one of these weather balls this game, and he shields them both. So, despite not throwing the flame charge, I'm trying. So far, anything to salvage this game is going according to plan. Can I? Ah, he farmed me down. It's so bad. Yeah, so my opponent did like 7 waterfalls there. He threw the match as well by not throwing the Hydro Cannon. So we both played like potatoes there. Both definitely could have won that match. This is annoying. With Venusaur lead, usually comes G-Fisk in the back. I have to bait it out. But if I swap immediately into Pelipper, look, they just throw a Frenzy and it's gonna do so much damage. But yeah, I have to if there's a Bastiodon or a G-Fisk in the back. He lets it go. There's a wait, they came in with Swampert and then Vigoroth? I think it was a misclick. Shield the Weather Ball. Very interesting play. Yeah, so now I've seen the Swampert. Either he must have misclicked there. I saw the Swampert, so I definitely bring in the Braviary here. Sorry, the Talonflame. Get another Incinerate through. I'm not shielding. Because the Hydro Cannons do way more than these body slams. I'm not sure why I swapped here. Because this kind of brings me in trouble, but he doesn't shield. You should be game regardless. But yeah, this is not the way I should have played out for sure. Definitely don't want to bring the Umbreon into Vigoroth. Not that it matters as much. I can get the 2 Brave Birds. And my opponent knows that they don't shield. G-Fisk, maybe with Pelipper Trophies again? Gotta find out. This goes just like the matches we saw before. I always try to... Oh, I'm not really trying. The timing here... my opponent is in really control of the timing their moves here. I'm a 3-turn move, they're a 2-turn move. And if they time wrong, I can get a free Snarl through, which you see happens there. And now maybe I can win this matchup. I actually don't want to, but I hope they want to win the matchup at Shield. Which they do. It's exactly what I needed. They even throw here, it was not necessary. If they farm me down, it would have been scary. Although I just could shield, give 1 shield to my Talonflame and farm it down. I have to anyway. Get an energy advantage on my Talonflame. It's a Politoed in the back. This one gets to his charge moves in 4 mud shots. That's 8 turns. So I decide to swap immediately for my Talonflame. I can't sack. There's no possibility of sacking there. And Weather Ball does a ton there. Yikes, I no shield that. He does have to shoot this. Yeah. I don't think I win this match. Do I actually? Maybe I can get the 2. If I no shoot the first one, I can take 1 Weather Ball. Yeah. And maybe now I can get the 2 Brave Birds, then I can also win. Yeah, you see how much a Weather Ball from a Shadow Politoed does. Now imagine how much Hydro does from a Shadow Swampert, right? And no shields again. Like, it doesn't even matter really. I could just throw on Incinerate and do it, alright? So here, I like to throw 5 Snarls, because that aligns perfectly with that Brave Bird. As you can see here. And now the Foul Play will do a ton of damage here. They come with Azumarill. I don't think I really need Switch. I just need to get rid of this thing. They're already down a shield, so the best player is to go straight Hurricane. It's unlikely that they go 2 shields down immediately. Well, I'm wrong. They go 2 shields down immediately. Maybe it's like Swampert in the back as well, which will be very weak to Pelipper. CMP, awesome. See if I can farm this down completely. Oh, they swap out though. I go for an extra Incinerate because I'm 1 turn ahead of him. Now that he Brave Birded, I can just throw a Flame Charge and then one more Incinerate to kill this. Because his defense is heavily debuffed. Let's see what's in the back. It is Swampert. Just Brave Bird should kill this, especially a boosted one. And now a Flame Charge to finish it off. It's a good game. They were very weak to Pelipper. Umbreon to Mary, and again, a very good lead. See what they have in the back. Their own Pelipper. I don't have an answer to this really. But since I played with Pelipper a lot, I played in Season 4 with what started off as a meme line actually. It was Surfetched, Pelipper, and AWAC, along with Marowak. And I know that there's no way that Pelipper wins against Umbreon in even shields, because Umbreon just outbulks you. So I'll just align my Pelipper to the AWAC then. It's fine with me as well. Let's see what he comes in with. Okay, I waited there. I didn't throw a false move there. I just want to be sure that it's not a fight that's coming in. Because if I throw a Snarl and he needs 2 counts to kill me, then I don't get my move off. I don't have to shield this. I know what's in the back. Pelipper is the most important thing here. I just bring it in immediately. Yeah, that's game. Again, Marowak. Oh. Okay, it's not the same match, just making sure. G-Fisk. Okay. So this is tough. I do want alignment, but if I can get shields or something, and again, Talonflame against AWAC is also not that bad, honestly. Let's just play this out, maybe. It's also very tempting to try and catch an Earthquake, I'll be honest. But it's also very risky, because if it fails, they throw 2 Rock Slides into your bird, and you just die. I think I'll win the matchup. Yeah, it's pretty big. They farm me down with AWAC, the Audacity. But I have another good answer to this. I'm not in that great of a spot though, honestly. Because he survives his Weather Ball, he might get to another Shadow Ball. But I could have no shoot. But in case there's a Swamp or something in the back, it's a Hypno, which is incredibly tough. Oh crap, I think I remember this match. They shield. Pretty big. I need those shields down. Now I bring in my Talonflame. I let my Pelipper go down there because I don't want to catch the confusion from the Shadow Hypno on my Talonflame. They're really chunk. I need to eat and move anyway. Doesn't do as much. Yes, so what happened here in this match is I got a war call throughout and I forget to throw the charge move. And I lose. It happens. Alright, A9. I highly doubt that I can pull this one off. I didn't win the last one either. The last one had, was it Swampert and Scrafty in the back? Which was just a no-go. Yeah, and here we go, Jellicent. They likely won't shield this. Why would you? I have Umbreon, so Jellicent doesn't really have a place here. They do want to keep alignment, and it's likely that there's another water in the back. Maybe I should have not thrown the mover on the charge because now I get less farm. Definitely could have used all the chip on the A9 that I could get. If I could pressure another shield there, that would be awesome. Catch the Weather Ball. That's not great actually. If I knew he'd throw that into my Umbreon, definitely would have stayed in. Just gonna go straight for the Brave Bird anyway. That's very unfortunate. I thought that I seen Pete win in there, or that I would take the move, but it didn't, and now I went over 100 energy, which is gonna cost me. Because he does definitely, he does need to shoot this. at all. I still can get another Incinerate through though. Yeah, but my opponent just farms me down, probably throws 2 weather balls into my. Yeah, if I threw this boosted Incinerate into the A9, look at why does he even throw, by the way? I die in one shot. Yeah, oh, I may have won that. May have. Though he had 2 moves. He had 2 moves there, so it's tough. Talonflame lead, alright, we're gonna do this the same way probably. My opponent's smart. They know that I do it on 5 on the Brave Bird. So they have a Brave Bird loaded now. They got it on an Azumarill. I'm glad that thing is out, but not great. Not great. I need this thing to be gone. I also need to. I have to eat Talonflame energy on something as well. I don't even get a shield advantage somehow. It would be nice if the Talonflame comes in and throws energy, but yeah, of course he doesn't come into a Pelipper. It would be crazy. Brings in Vigoroth, which I appreciate, because now this doesn't get aligned to my Umbreon. I'll let this go. I'm satisfied with that. Get a free Incinerate through. That's huge. Do I farm this down? I don't. I want to keep the shields because I'm gonna need it against that loaded Talonflame. I think this is a Flame Charge because if he debuffs himself immediately, my Umbreon will eat this thing for lunch. So I no shoot there. I survive. I think I had a Flame Charge loaded. I'm not sure. I might not even need it honestly. Again, I'm calling this probably because I survived. Oh, okay, I don't. I could have called it because I survived the Brave Birth and I will be able to get to foul play still with those shields. So it's kind of oblivious on my side. But yeah, I think I survived a Flame Charge still. Yep. And because Incinerate takes so long, I can actually throw a Snow and then my charge move. Because a Snow is 3 turns, and then activating the charge move is 1 turn, which all fits into the 5-turn animation of Incinerate. All right, so those were some pretty amusing battles in the rank 13, 15. So they may have looked a bit easier than they were, for sure. But yeah, you can also watch my videos back on Twitch to see how they went. I went against some really good opponents as well, and some really tough lines. Unfortunately, we didn't see any double steal lines in these recorded battles. But again, this team worked really well for me because of the flexibility in it, and I've been playing with Chandler a lot in Ultra League, so Incinerate already. I was quite experienced with it, and I really like Incinerate. It's not good for sack swapping, but you can get a lot of free energy with it, which is just great. I guess that was it for this time. Unfortunately, my video for this time greatly was pretty late. I'm hoping to provide something sooner for Ultra League, but we'll have to see because I'm still waiting for my laptop to come back. And yeah, this computer with the current sound set is not great. Yeah, so if you enjoyed the video, definitely give me a like. And if you want, definitely come check me out on Twitch, where I almost stream daily my sets there, even with this team as well. All right, thank you for watching.